A young, once healthy San Francisco nurse is getting a lot of attention after sharing dramatic photos of what coronavirus did to his body. Take a look. Here he is before getting sick, and here he is 50 pounds lighter after an 8-week-long fight with coronavirus in the hospital. That man, Mike Schultz, joins us now. Mike, thanks so much for being with us. I have to say, I'm sure my reaction to those photos was the same as everyone else's, which is simply, oh my God. But before we get to the pictures, let me just ask you, how are you doing now?
I'm doing really well. I'm able to move around and walk and go up and down stairs and pretty much do anything on my own. It's just I have to take a lot of rest breaks, and I just know that my lung capacity is not totally there yet, so I'm not able to like do everything that I want without some rest.
All right, the picture on the left is obviously you before you got sick. You got
Yeah,
sick around a party in Florida, maybe on a plane afterwards, mid-March.
yeah,
You ended up
yeah,
in the hospital. What happened?
yeah. Yeah, it was actually in the beginning of March before any of the restrictions were out. Um, I got flown after I came back. I was fine, and I was going to flew to Boston to see my boyfriend Josh over the weekend. I was fine up until about Monday evening. I started feeling um, I had a cough, and it wasn't really any big deal until Tuesday, March 17th. I started having spiking a fever of 103, coughing more, and it just got harder and harder to breathe. That's when we decided we should go to the hospital because it was just really being too difficult to breathe. And being a nurse, I knew that wasn't good. So we went right to the hospital, and they took me right in.
And you were on a ventilator for 4.5 weeks?
Correct. Um, they, I had the doctors diagnosed me with pneumonia and severe respiratory distress syndrome. And I actually, it took different complications. Took that long to get me off the ventilator.
Wow. And again, we can see by the before pictures, I mean, you were a big guy, a solid guy,
Yeah.
a strong guy. So what did it feel when you came off the ventilator, you regained full consciousness, 50 pounds lighter? What did that feel like?
I didn't even recognize myself. Like I had hair on, like where I could grow hair, and they had shaved my beard because they needed to put a tracheostomy in, and obviously the weight loss. I felt like I I I I pretty much cried when I looked in the mirror. I'm like, oh my God,
You were lucky to be alive.
yes. And like I had said before, like I had no idea how long I had been there, so it was like kind of a shock, all taking all this in at once.
So you dropped 50 pounds. I mean, have you put some of that weight back on?
Um, yes, I'm slowly gaining weight. I'm about one. I may have lost more than 50 pounds because right now I weigh about 143, and I really didn't. Um, it didn't really weigh me too much right when I woke up. So I'm guessing it's between 50 to 60 pounds.